Manchester United. Let's first set up some context and context on this, right? So, this is what Gary Neville said. He can see a lack of cohesiveness in Manchester United. This is what he says, quote, I said it even when they are winning, even when Cristiano Ronaldo scored. They don't play well enough as a team to win this league, in my view. They don't play well enough as a team. I think you have to be a unit in and out of possession, and when you only deliver in moments, those moments won't go for you in certain games. Unquote.
I mean, I was watching that live session, when Gary was live, and the only thing that I disagree with is that he says that you can't sack a manager midway through the season. All right, Chelsea has done it, and it worked well for them. Yes, I know that United is a different club, and the mentality is different. The atmosphere within the club is different. But then again, if the manager is not producing the results with the given quality that he has at his hands this season, till last season I was backing him because I was like, okay, we don't have players on the bench who could turn the game on their own, and he can't have substituted his key players in the Europa League final as well. But then again, if you are benching Donny van de Beek, Matic, Paul Pogba, Ronaldo all in the same game, when the international break is around the corner and Donny and Matic are not going to be there with the international teams, so that was illogical, to be very honest. And when you are playing against a low block team, a team whose manager is Rafa Benitez, and to be very honest, Everton has no style of play. They just play on long balls, and
and they didn't have strikers on that day. Yesterday they didn't have any strikers,
and they were without Richarlison and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. So basically, it was the midfield that was going to do the work for them, and we placed Fred and McTominay in that midfield, who are not ball carriers, who cannot create anything, who not for once try for a vertical ball or a through ball, who always ignores the in behind runs and the overlapping runs from the fullbacks as well. So how can you be so confident in a double pivot that is so poor in terms of defensive work rate as well as in terms of offensive work rate? Sorry. And also when you're fielding Bruno Fernandes all alone in that front four area, who is the sole creator in that department. You look at Greenwood, he's a goal scorer, he's not a creator. You look at Anthony Martial, who was without proper game time and who hasn't had a great season last year as well. So yes, it was a very good goal from him, but if you look at the work rate that Bruno has been doing since the very start of the season, he has been all on his own when Pogba is not around. So this is down to manager's fault. It's not down to the players. It's down to his game plan. It's down to his in-game tactics, because you always must be ready with a plan B if your counter-attacking football is not working, and when you are playing against a low block team, then you need to play with the possession, and with the possession, Manchester United are unbearable to watch. I've just watched Man City versus Liverpool. That's the kind of performance I want from a United team with the quality that they have at the moment. I mean, we don't close down our play, the opponent players. You analyze the Villarreal game, two of our very good friends who are sports analytics, so they can completely agree with this point that United has this tendency of sitting so deep and inviting pressure onto themselves, and then they think that they can play on the counter, but their ball carrying ability is so poor, and that comes from that double pivot system that we have been playing for the last 3 seasons now.
I mean, I just want to add one thing. Basically, Fred as a double defense, like in a 2 defensive midfielder system, is as useful as a plumber in the Titanic. I mean, like, to be really honest, it doesn't matter whether you are a Chelsea fan or a Liverpool fan or whichever team you support. Okay, you want to see your opposition struggle to a certain extent, but you don't want your eyes to bleed at the same time. And I mean, like, if you just take out Bruno Fernandes out of that Manchester United team, they will be at a similar level as Barcelona is right now.
Oh, come on, you have exaggerated it. Let's keep it real.
No, I mean, like, come on, it will be like if you take out Bruno Fernandes, and basically you bench all the starters, who will carry the ball, who will do the hard work?
Now we are the Barcelona. Once you
Yeah.
bench all
If
the
you
key
take out
players,
Salah,
now
if
we
you
are
take out Salah
Barcelona.
from the team, if you take out Lukaku from the team, I don't know how that works. I'm sorry, but I don't know how that is logical. But yeah,
I think this team is
I
good
do.
enough to win the league for Man
Yeah, this
United.
team's not good
That
enough.
yeah.
This is not good enough.
So
This
I
not.
think
But
coming back.
I'm still a little cautious about the managers because one, United has already gone that road to get high-profile managers in Louis Van Gaal and Mourinho, and it failed miserably. Van Gaal was miserable too. That football was miserable as well. I don't know how Conte or anybody. For Zidane, for example, Zidane's Madrid was, I don't know what they were playing, but they got there through because of good players. And I think United don't have good players, especially in the midfield area. Uh, Mohawk was talking about a double pivot. It's not working surely. I think what they're trying is they're hoping for Scott McTominay to become that next Matic under his supervision sort of thing. But I don't think
He's
that team is
developing that
bad.
way.
Yes, there are problems. Gary Neville is absolutely right. There is no cohesion in that team. They're getting done. There are moments, or there is some individual perform brilliance that will get them through. But yes, it's not working. But I'm again not sure if changing the manager would guarantee anything, especially when you have already done that, experimented with that approach already in the past. And if you look at the progress this team has made, Ole is not a good manager. For people say that, yes, probably he's
So-
not, but they're still 2 points off the table. And what they were from when Jose Mourinho left this team to what they are now. I think Ole has done a better job than Jose did. So
I think Mohawk, you want to say something?
But Amol, don't you think that the favorism towards certain players is really costing us? How can you play Fred ahead of Matic? I'm not even
Agreed.
bringing Donny's name in this scenario because
Matic can't give you 90 minutes, Mohawk. He's not there.
90 minutes. I'm not saying that play him every week, but when you can, if you're playing Scott McTominay in that number 6 role, you need to play someone who has that experience, who can control the tempo of the game.
It's really coming down to the manager again here, that the manager is not making the good choices. But let me ask one other, because it's related, right? Do you think that Ronaldo suddenly has overpowered everything that Ole was planning to do?
I mean, let's be very honest. Ronaldo, it's very good to see him back in the Premier League. First of all, it's very good to see him back at Manchester United. It was always supposed to end like this for him. But at the end of the day, it is just a luxury signing for Manchester United. Okay, he will change the games, he will win you certain games, but during certain games, he can't do anything when all you are trying to do is basically target the ball to him. So what I just think for Manchester United as a team is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer doesn't have a plan B. Whatever plan he had before, it was around Bruno Fernandes to a certain extent. If you see Manchester United's play, after Bruno Fernandes came to Premier League, suddenly they started winning everything.
Yep.
And I guess it is the same thing which is happening with Ronaldo. Earlier they had one focal point. Now they're having 2 focal points. That's it. There is no plan B.
That's how you build a team, though, isn't it? You get more better players. I think United needed Ronaldo. We need a striker. Without Ronaldo, the first game, Cavani was injured. Martial is in miserable form. We would have lost to Newcastle as well then. This is how you build a team.
100%.
You get good players. You get good players in this, score goals, and you win games. I think Ronaldo is...
The Villarreal game.
So coming
the
back,
Villarreal game,
so
I think just wanted to put one thing, Prashant. Is the Villarreal game without Ronaldo last season, United would have drawn that game. So that's what Ronaldo gets you.
Yep. So that's there. Ronaldo definitely has those moments, but that exactly is where the point that I started with, right? Is that cohesiveness has not come in. Do you expect that cohesiveness to come in the next?
We must not forget that we are without Rashford here at the moment.
Yep.
And Rashford brings a whole new, energy altogether with himself. And when he'll be there, we'll see Sancho on the right wing. At the moment, he's playing on the left, and it takes time, for the team to gel up.
It will come. So what you're saying is
cohesiveness, Prashant. Last year, City, I think they were on a very bad run. They beat Chelsea at Stamford Bridge 3-0, maybe was it? And then they went on a crazy run.
Manchester United's a year away from breaking into the top two. There's enough
Definitely.
very good talent. I don't know if Solskjaer that takes it, but this is where you stick Haaland, Erling Haaland in a year. You put him up top with Rashford. Now, Rashford is probably the only Manchester United player that Liverpool will ever like for what he did during COVID and feeding kids and bringing up all that. But Manchester United is finally a year away from being what they were during Sir Alex.
Interesting.
They just need that one. They need the Rooney, Cantona, Giggs type of player. I mean,
Yep.
Ronaldo's old-ish.
Let me just wind up this with one quick survey, so to say. Do you think this manager can make United better in upcoming weeks?
Yes.
No.
I
mean,
think
like,
the next
I mean,
games
like-
are the make and break for him. I think the next 10 games, we play Arsenal, City, Chelsea, you name it, we play them. So these next 10 games, I think, are the most crucial. But last couple of seasons, when United have struggled, when it was like Ole is getting the sack, we went on a crazy run of 15 unbeaten games. So I'm hoping for that, honestly,
Exactly.
because I like Ole. I really like Ole. We needed him really
I mean,
to steady his ship.
he will improve the team, but he will not win you the title.